Hi everyone, myself Arun Satyan. I'm the CEO of Indian CEO School. Our vision is to create more and more CEOs in India. In India, we have a lot of potential candidates. Let's say, uh, what happens is often the people has to go abroad and do a job there and then becomes a CEO over there. But right now in India, a startup revolution is going on where anyone can be a creator, anyone can be anything. If you see YouTube influencers, most of the people have turned out to be influencers. And I know many of you have just started your career, also wanted to become a CEO. CEO not only means a chief execution officer, but more than that, those who execute dreams to reality. This is our second lesson, ideation and innovation. Before this, we have started off with an entrepreneurial mindset, how to rewire your brain to become more innovative and also a person who can see business when he sees something in his surroundings. Once you create that mindset, once you let go of your employee mindset or the person who wants to earn something at the end of the month and then leave for a leave the normal routine life. Once you go out of that cage, you have explored your skill to create immense potentials inside of you. You can explore the skills what is hidden inside you and you can unlock yourself. So here in this ideation and innovation, I'll be presenting you how to generate ideas. Anyone can have any ideas. Yesterday, one of my friend was talking about an idea on pharmacy where people can see description of the medicine or the internet. They can read about it, they can comment on it, and this is just an idea. But how you convert this idea to a reality, or you can see where the peoples are actually be able to use these ideas. So before this, when it directly goes to the execution, what happens is most ideas fail because they don't do the pre-production works. And pre-production works includes brainstorming sessions. Brainstorming sessions means how you can understand your idea more in a detailed and deep down way. This starts with two techniques, basically scamper and mind mapping. You might be knowing these techniques, but for the people who might not know what is a scamper is, I will be explaining them in the next slide. Scamper is nothing but an acronym of substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and reverse. I will be going, I will be walking you through an example model where you can understand this. Before that, I'll be explaining what is mind mapping. Mind mapping is basically a leaf diagram or a tree diagram, or where the center idea, let's say any kind of business, let's say you have a coffee shop, let's say you have a home care business. This idea will be put in the center and nodes or branches will be given to this center node. And in the sub branches, we will write what all are required for this to build the business. And again, this will come to sub nodes. And when it comes to deep down analysis, you get a whole picture of the business, and you can memorize this easier. For saving the time, I have already created a scamper model for one of the startup, home care startup. I have I have given branches like substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another rows, eliminate, reverse. Here, what I while explaining the scamper, I'm also teaching you the mind mapping technique. So here, these are the main branches, and substitutes comes to what is the substitution that I should have done on my startup to make it more innovative. So here, these are all simply I have written it. You can have multiple ideas. So here I have said for in-person visit, why not we use a telehealth services for non-emergency cases. So this is how you can substitute in-person visit with this and people gain more attention. And second point is combine. What you can combine to your startup business, home care startup, to get more benefit out of it, or the customers are more likely to buy your service. So I have given add wellness management like nutrition, mental health, physiotherapy over the top of our idea, our business. Adapt. How can you adapt this home care business so that it become more beneficial to the customer and customers are more likely to buy it? So I'm adapting the setup to more of a personal care for patients. So here you can use artificial intelligence to customize your patient care system in your application, and it creates a personalized profile for the patient. And also you can choose the favorite meal and kind of customized preferences. You can the patient can or the customer can add it to the application or the workspace that you have created. And then modify. How to modify your home care startup business, generic home care business. Here I have added a scheduling system for the patient. The patient can always schedule their timing, and at the end of the day, at the end of the month or something, they count the time will be calculated, and also the caregiver can also access this calendar. So on the caregiver side also and on the patient side also, you have to think parallelly how you can become a innovative product, put to another use. So how you can put the home care data for another purpose. So here I am bringing in a wellness index for the patient, and based on the metrics that we collect from the caregiver side. And based on this, we can even recommend the personal care products, which will be very beneficial for the patient. Then the next one is eliminate. What all things should be eliminated to give on the caregiver side as well, on the customer side as well. On the caregiver side, we can remove the caregivers who have the lower rating. And on the customer side, we can remove the customers where the caregiver had raised complaints. We can ban their accounts. And then from reverse means how can you reverse the customer again back to your business. So here, let's say like you have given a service, you can create a family plan or something that also involves a family and get them engaged. So here, this can be approved by the caregivers, and this will bring more business or become more innovative, and the customers also get beneficial. Also, on the caregiver side, also you have to think how we can make it beneficial for them as well.
Now let's go to the second point, that is observation and customer interaction. And before that, I would also want to know, I want to teach you about mind mapping. Mind mapping is basically the art of thinking. So how we think, we have to use certain tools to think in an efficient way. This technique is also used for multiple purposes in like let's say movie building, a song creation, and wherever the creativity is involved, people use mind mapping technique. So here you can see the mirror technique directly. Okay. So the problem, let's say it can be used for anything. I'm using for the same home care startup. Now this is the main nodes, main branches. So first of all, will what all things are. So I'm teaching you based on example for home care startup. When it comes to, it's a service based industry first of all. So we have to think about the operations that is involved in it. Now comes marketing. Then comes operations. Technology. Mm, instead of operations, sales, technology, revenue, supply, customers, personas. So here, what we have done is like we are starting thinking of the home care startup in multiple ways. So in the operations, so let's start with the caregiver sourcing, which is main part of home care startup. So here we'll think of nursing students, um, then ayas, then social workers, students who want to earn part time. Okay. Now coming to the customer personas, we have to identify how the who are all will buy the customer. So these are like the work children of old people, elders. First we'll start from elders, then sons and daughter of elders, working professionals, then NRIs, sons who are abroad, abroad or alone. Then when we come for the technology, then we can come for the technology. And before technology, let's go for the operation side. Mm, we have to send the caregivers on time, preliminary screening, patients should be done, to check customer is okay, happy, interview between customer and the caregiver, and feedback from customer and caregiver. Okay. Then comes marketing. So how do we market this? So we can use Flexboard, we can use ground level marketing, then digital marketing, then word of mouth, then viral contents, campaigns, campaigns. So ground level marketing, we can again come down to newspapers, newspaper posters, flex, near apartments and hospitals. And we also have to check whether how what all the services we provide. Here in the services we can provide hospital service, health care, home care, baby care also maternity care, elderly care, Then when it comes to the sales, we have to use telecalling. Then we can use website booking. WhatsApp group, WhatsApp booking we can use. Instagram booking. Then when it comes to technology, we have to use website, then IVR systems, app, Android and iOS app. Then when it comes to revenue, we have to think of like price for short term, price for long term. So this is a basic example of mind mapping where we started creating leaves and leaves and leaves and leaves. And this will give you a better idea of what you have to do when you start startup or a business or anything. This can be used for multiple purposes. Right now, I have used for business purpose. And every main leaf have sub leaf has again uh, sub level leaf. So this goes on, and this gives you a better idea of how you have to work out. You can use pictorial representation also to get a better idea. So first of all, once we generate the idea, now we have to look whether the customer really likes it. How we will find out this customer likes it? We have to check on the surveys. We have to do interviews with directly with the customer. We have to get feedback sessions from the customer about our service. And then we can also use few tools like Typeform and Hotjar for these purposes. These are basic survey forms. You can also use SurveyMonkey. All these tools are available and they will create you automated forms also. You don't have to worry about creating questions and answers. They'll give everything. Tools are available. You just have to use all these and work out so that you'll get a better result. Then finally, it comes for the trend analysis. So once you end, customer says like this is really good and everything, and they give their data, opinions, suggestions, and whether they like it or not, they will pay or not. You can come down to trend analysis. What is trend? So you can use specific website like Google Trend, where you can analyze what all queries customers are giving on the internet or what is their demand for that keyword. Also, you can use SEMrush for SEO optimization and all these. You can check whether how much content is there in your competitor website, how much people are going through that, and all those things. And I would like to say that the Hotjar, if you have a website, you can use Hotjar to actually put a snippet of code and understand how you can even check whether the recordings of how the customer is going for a click or how the customer is traversing through the website and everything. So this will give you a better input where you can analyze later on. Now comes the third topic, that is validating your business idea. Once you are done with generating ideas, you have to validate the business ideas. So extensive market research is required in this field. You have to check which all competitors are available in this niche. And also you have to analyze total available market is service obtainable market, service available market, and you have to come up with a number. And if you are bringing it at a price or selling this product or a service at a price, what will be the total capitalization of your idea? This gives you a better understanding of whether your business is a billion-dollar idea or a failed idea. Then comes build a minimum viable product, MVP. Here, we don't have to actually create a product that will meet the whole market. You can first start off by creating, let's say, work it out for the first 100 people. And if you can use tools for that, there is, you don't have to actually create a code, or like, you don't have to do a lot of hard work on creating a minimal viable product. You can just use, there are platforms like Bubble, and 100 lot of platforms are available. You can just use all these platforms and create a minimum viable product. Or also, if the depending upon whether you are a product based or service obtainable, service based company, you can create MVP based on that using the tools that are available in the market. You can just Google for these tools. Then comes the feedback loop and iterations. Once you do the MVP and you send it to the customer and ask them to use it, you will get a feedback whether they like it or not. And then you do the iteration. Instead of changing or pivoting, you do iteration. How the customer like it, you bend the app to that. And that's how, or the application or anything, what is the MVP, you get the feedback and do the iteration. Then comes the third session, that is prototyping and MVPs. Why we have to do prototyping? Because we have to know what the customer really likes. We don't, instead of understanding what the customer really likes, if you start going on, if your idea is not accepted by the market, then there is no point of building over that. So the purpose of prototyping is very important, and you can use Sketch, Adobe XD, and even UI's art. Many hundreds of applications are there on the internet where you can use prototyping. Then you start developing the MVP, and then you go again for the feedback and iteration. So that's all. If you have any doubts, please contact through my phone, yeah, my email, or you can connect with me anyway. You can once you talk with me, I am ready for a personal connect as well. And please follow Indian CEO School for, for your better entrepreneurial journey. I know like most of the people are having a lot of ideas, but they are not able to execute because it's it's not an easy task. Becoming an entrepreneur is not an easy task. Only like from the lakhs of people, or like in this India where there is 1.3 billion people are there, only few people actually do transform ideas into execution, and that's very hardly thousands of people. And to be one among them, you have to really work upon. And you can follow my videos, subscribe to my channel, and get engaged. We will give webinars, masterclass, and everything in this channel, where and live sessions as well, where you will be getting a transformation eventually. It might take a few days for some people, it might take few weeks for some people, it might take few months for some people, but still you just follow up on the education and also practice side by side, so that you really make cash. You really are able to do something, execute something. That's how you win the matrix. And I know most of you are in the cage of society, pressure, family pressure, everything is there, but still there is always a chance to get out of this loop and become the successful entrepreneurs of tomorrow and become the real CEOs of tomorrow. We in India, we have 1.3 billion people, and let's say like 10% of the people make out India will be the richest country in the world. So I want everyone to be an entrepreneur and also a person who can execute dream to reality. And yeah, that's all. Thank you and have a nice day. And don't forget to follow me in the Indian CF School.